Hey everybody, I hope you are doing great. Today, in this particular session, we are going to deep dive into Power BI. This is Dr. Aditi Gupta, Data and Business Analysis Mentor. And today, we are going to deep dive into the core and more advanced topics of the Power BI. So, in previous session, we had a discussion regarding Power BI introduction, like a basic components of the Power BI. Like we have Power BI Desktop, Power Query Editor, and a lot of more concepts. We have DAX in the Power BI service, the difference between desktop and service. So we had a basic introduction regarding what Power BI is and its components. But today we are going to more deep dive into the advanced concepts of the Power BI, okay? Because like literally genuinely felt like that before directly jumping into the practical hands-on and doing direct level of or advanced level of projects in the Power BI, we should first of all see that what are the basic and what are the more advanced theoretical concepts of the Power BI, okay? So now I am going to share my screen, and here we are going to see about the next steps, okay? And basically let me tell you that Power BI is all about the insights, okay? Let's say if you are working in any company, you are working with any sort of we can say data, but the major and most important thing that we need to focus on while working in the Power BI is the data needs to be very crystal clear and very cleaned, okay? The more your data clean, the more better insights you can take out from the data itself. Okay, so that is a code that the better you clean the data, the better analysis will be there. And if the better analysis will be there, the fantastic insights we can take from the data itself. Okay, so these are the core next steps when it comes to the Power BI. Now, these is some of the recap. Okay, recap and content. Like we are the key points. The introduction highlight the significance of data visualization and the essential features of the Power BI for effective data analysis. Data preparation is very core integral part whenever we are going to do a data analysis in the Power BI. Because understand one thing, Power BI is just data visualization tool. Power BI is just a data analysis tool. But you need to first of all get data in Power BI in order to create reports, dashboards, visuals, and from where we can get data in the Power BI from the data sources. Okay, so the data source can be anything, like we have a Excel can be a data source, SQL can be a data source, Azure servers, Oracle servers, IBM servers, SAP servers, even SharePoint, Google Drive, all these are the data, different data sources we have in here. Okay, so data preparation is the next step. Whenever you load the data in the Power BI from the data source, then we need to prepare the data for effective data visualization and data preparations. Okay, so this is very important, that data preparation is the medium step. Okay, the first step is to understand the data. Okay, then the second step is to load the data in the Power BI, and then we need to prepare that data for the meaningful visuals. Okay, after that, what are the next steps? This section outlines upcoming topics to build skills, focusing on data preparation, advanced visualizations, and creating interactive reports with Power BI. Okay, so the next step is to create advanced visualization, create interactive reports with the Power BI itself. Okay, so let's proceed with the session, today's session itself, and then we are going to core focus on the practical expertise on the Power BI. So this is a data preparation and transformation in the Power BI. Okay, so when it comes to working with Power BI desktop, we have a separate option, separate platform for data cleaning and transformation, which is called as Power BI service. Okay, so as soon as you load the data from any data source, so understand one thing, so whenever you are getting the data from any data source, the data can have a lot of null values, errors, a lot of images, photos in between. But if you want to create a effective visualizations, then your data needs to be in the proper rows and columns format, proper rows and columns. There no needs to be a null values, no needs to be a proper data or images or links in between, if there will be a unnecessary data in the meaningful data of yours, then the visualizations will not be perfect, and then you will not get a proper insights from the data itself. Okay, so the core and most important focus that you need to do on in your upcoming practical projects, in your real time scenarios as well, which is data preparation and transformation in the Power BI itself. Okay, so the Power Query Editor is essential for transforming raw data into a usable format, enabling effective analysis through cleaning and shaping techniques. Like, understand one thing, in Excel we have a lot of techniques to clean the data, right? In the same way, in Power BI as well, we have a lot of techniques to clean the data. Like, we have multiple options to remove the headers, to remove some columns, to remove the null values, to remove or delete the duplicate columns, duplicate values from the rows. So we can do a lot of advanced data preparation and transformation in the Power BI itself. Okay, so very important that in desktop we have a component Power Query Editor, which will be useful in data preparation and data transformation. Okay, now you see that data preparation techniques in Power BI, and the two major techniques that maybe you're going to use in all your upcoming projects. The two major techniques is, first of all, remove duplicates from the data. Because if you have a lot of duplicate values in your data, in that case, there will be a lot of issues. The reason is because data will consume space, and if you have a duplicate data, then automatically your data will become heavy, and your report and visuals will also become heavy, and it will give you wrong insights as well, because your data is having a duplicate values. Okay, so first of all, the first step whenever you are going to prepare the data, whenever you are going to clean and transform the data in Power Query Editor, the first thing that we need to do is the removing of the duplicates. Just remove all the duplicates that you have. Then we have filtering the rows. Okay, so first of all, see that removing duplicates is essential to ensure data integrity. It helps maintain accuracy and avoid skewed results during analysis and reporting. Okay, filtering rows allows analysts to focus on specific data subsets, and we have streamlining the analysis process and enhancing insights from the relevant information. Like, we have to filter the proper rows as well. For an example, that if you have a e-commerce data of the Amazon sales analysis or a marketing analysis, you have a Mintra data of their sales and marketing, filtering rows is important if there is any duplicate values. And let's say you need to filter the rows when there is a null values in the proper rows or in the specific cells of the rows, then we need to remove that particular duplicates, and we need to filter out the rows accordingly as well. Okay, so we are going to, in our upcoming sessions, we are going to of course practically implement it, how we can execute it in Power BI. But as of now, you need to understand that in Power Query Editor we have a lot of options for your data cleaning and data transformation. The options that you don't have in Excel as well, we have the same options in the Power BI. Okay, so this is about a data preparation techniques. Now I'll tell you some example. Okay, this is one of the example in here, which is the attendance rate. Let's say Power BI is used by any university or any college. Let's say in TechTip 24 as well, we are a data analytics training institute, so we also have the proper attendance rate. Okay, so you see that with the help of effective analysis in the Power BI, we can analyze that how much students are, or how many students are attending the sessions, at what time they are leaving the sessions, at what time they are rejoining the sessions. So Power BI is very useful in the offline learning environment and in the online learning environment as well. You need to have the proper student databases. Okay, and when they are logging into the course, or when they are coming, or when they are logging out, or when they are leaving the universities, if you have that particular data, then definitely you can analyze the proper attendance rate using the proper in-depth analysis in the Power BI. Okay, so the attendance rate of 92% indicates that the majority of students are constantly present in the class. This high percentage reflects strong engagement and commitment to education, which is crucial for their academic success. Analyzing attendance data helps identify trends and areas where support may be needed for improvement. Okay, so this is just the example of the university. Let's say if any university or if any online institute like TechTip24 are using Power BI so that they can analyze their students' data, their attendance rate, and as per, let's say my student attendance rate is 92%. Okay, and if the student rate is 92%, then of course eventually I can analyze that my students are very committed to the education and my students are very committed to the growth as well. Okay, so this is very important for all the type of universities, colleges, online and offline learning environments as well. Okay, so this is just one of the example. There can be multiple examples of using Power BI, which can be in the hospitality sector, automobile sector, streaming, e-commerce sector, or healthcare sector. In any sector, if you have a proper data with you, then you can do a proper effective analysis. Like these sort of meaningful visuals you can create inside the Power BI itself. Okay, now you see that advanced visualization techniques in Power BI, we have the a very good options to analyze the data with the help of a good visualization techniques as well. Okay, so visualization techniques, that means in the Power BI we have slicers. Okay, we have custom visuals, we have meaningful charts. So these are the advanced visualization techniques in the Power BI. Okay, so if we talk about slicers, slicers allow users to filter data dynamically, enabling tailored insights and interactive dashboards that enhance decision making processes. Okay, so basically you need to understand that slicers are the visual in Power BI using which you can do a front end filtering. Okay, I will explain this with the help of example. Okay, so I will open the Power BI as of now. Okay, so I'll escape this. And this is the online Power BI service. Okay. Now, if we talk about slicers, so what I'm going to do is I am going to create a visual. Okay. And this is, I am creating a visual of category wise sales. Okay. So this is a visual that I have created. Now I am going to create a slicer. Okay, so this is, I'm just telling you the importance of slicers in here. So this is a slicer, and what next you need to do is you need to click on, let's say, category itself. Okay, so here we have category wise sales. Here we have three categories: furniture, office supplies, and technology. Let's say if I'll select technology in here, now see, only the technology category is visible. If I select furniture, only the furniture category is visible. If I select office supplies, only the office supplies is visible. Let's say I want to show only the two categories at a time in the visual. In that case, we can use control button and technology. Just give me a minute. Office supplies and furniture. Okay, so I'll going to use two categories at a time. If I want to see furniture and technology, I will select furniture, I'll select technology. So we can select two at a time in the slicer as well. Okay, so this is slicer where whatever you will choose, automatically the visual will show the values respect to that particular slicer. Okay, so this is the one of the advanced concepts of the Power BI, advanced visualization technique we can say in the Power BI, which is called as slicer. Okay, now the next thing is the custom visuals in Power BI, guys. As you can see that these all are the visualization options we have that you can see in your Power BI interface as well. If you want to install Power BI, see, Power BI you can access offline and online both. So you can go to the Microsoft Store, you can search for Power BI desktop, you can install it right now as well, and you can check the visualization options. But let's say if you want to access Power BI online, then in that case, just search for app.powerbi.com. Just search for app.powerbi.com and then you can access the Power BI online as well. Okay, but you just need to use your work email ID. For an example, I can use edu@techtip24. It is my work email ID. So I can use this work email ID for login into the Power BI service, which is an online version of Power BI. Or if you have any work email ID, let's say if you are a working professional, if you are a student, and if you have any student ID, work ID that you can use to log in into Power BI service. But yes, you can't able to use we can say Gmail IDs, Yahoo IDs, these sort of IDs we can't able to use to log in into Power BI service just because of the security purpose. Okay, so here you can create, let's say you don't have a work email ID or you don't have the office ID or a student ID, then you can create your own Microsoft ID as well. See, these are the sample Microsoft IDs I have created. So these ID also you can create for free. You can just go to the Microsoft 365 platform and you can sign in there. Okay, and your Microsoft ID will create absolutely for free. And the same ID you can use to log in into Power BI service. Okay, if you want to see, I have also used the same email ID, see, on Microsoft.com, just a sample Microsoft ID. Okay, so this is the visualization section we have in here, but we have a lot of more visualization options. For an example, you can click on the three dots, you can click on get more visuals. So these are all the more visualization options we have in the Power BI service and in the Power BI desktop as well. I hope this is absolutely clear for each and every one of you that we have a lot of custom visual options as well in the Power BI, as you can see in here. Okay, we don't have any 10 to 15 number of visualization options in the Power BI. We have a lot of visualization options that you can see in on my screen as well. These all are the different amazing options we have in the Power BI service, and of course in the desktop as well. Okay, well, how you can see all these visualization options? You just need to cross in here, and once you cross in here, you just need to click on three dots, click on get more visuals, and automatically you can see all these visuals in the Power BI. Okay, so now let's go back to our presentation in here, and we were on the advanced visualization technique. Okay, so in advanced visualization technique we had a discussion regarding slicers, custom visuals I have already showed you, and then we have meaningful charts. We have a lot of meaningful charts as well in the Power BI. And understand one thing, that in the Power BI the visualizations are that simple that you can able to understand those in just 5 seconds. Okay, so if you are creating a visuals and if I can't able to understand that visual in just 5 seconds, then this is not at all a good or important or a necessary visual in that case. Okay, or you can't able to show the visuals which we can't able to understand within 5 seconds, because we convert data into visuals for easy understanding. Okay, and if we can't able to even understand the data, even the visualizations, then what's the meaning of the creating of reports and dashboards in the Power BI itself, right? So that's why we are going to use the slicers as the advanced visualization techniques. Of course, the custom visuals as well. In the Power BI we have a lot of custom visualization options. Okay, we are going to use most of them. And if you want to do predictions in the Power BI, forecasting in the Power BI, if you have past 10 years of data and now you want to predict upcoming 1 year, then you can do a predictions and forecasting as well in the Power BI using the custom visuals. Then we have meaningful charts. See it carefully, that designing clear charts involve thoughtful color choices and appropriate labeling, resulting in visualization that are both informative and easy to interpret. Okay, what does it signifies? That you need to create a charts in such a way so that it will be very easy to understand. A proper color combination, a proper choice of the chart needs to be there. Okay, and the custom visual we have already discussed regarding. Now, if we talk about utilizing custom visuals in Power BI, so enhancing your data storytelling. Custom visuals in Power BI can significantly improve your data storytelling, allowing you to convey insights for more effective and engage your audience. As I have already discussed, that custom visual is one of the core integral part in the Power BI. Okay, so how we can see that? Let's go to the Power BI and let me import one custom visual for you. Okay, So you see that we have a waterfall chart and we have a PDF viewer, and these are all the charts we have in here. Now let me just create one sample visual. Let's say here in this Power BI, we have cluster for Power BI. We have image, no image gallery is not at all needed. Advanced line chart, we have this particular chart. Okay, so let me click on this particular advanced line chart. It is loading as of now, and then I'm going to click on add. So whatever the custom visual if you want to use in the Power BI, you just click on add and automatically it will reflect here. What you can import a lot of custom visuals in the Power BI, okay? And it will visible here itself in the visualization section. Okay. So I am going to click on advanced line chart. Let me switch it over here. Okay, so this is the advanced line chart we have in here. Now I will going to click on category. Let's see how it is visible. I'll going to click on sales. Okay, and okay, it is unlicensed, and I will click on country as well. Okay, this is a chart which is not at all visible because it is unlicensed, and you are allow once. I'll click on okay. Okay. Um. Fine. Okay, we can do one thing because see, for all the visuals which is in custom visualizations are not free. Okay, some are paid as well. Okay, that's what I want to tell you, that in the custom visualization options there are many visuals, but not at all are free. Some are paid as well. So I have imported advanced line chart. It is a paid visual, so I am not going to pay any extra cost for it, but if you want you can get a trial license. That's totally on you, but if you want you can use any other visual as well for sure. Okay, so as you can see we are going to use any other visual, and there is one more visual which I like the most, which is animated. Mm, okay, it will come at the top. Yeah, animated bar chart. Okay, let me get this chart. Let me click on add. And previously it was not paid, but let's see if it's free now or not. So I'll click on the animated chart. Okay, here we have the animated chart. Okay, now I'll click on country and I'll click on sales. Okay, we have name, country, sales. Let me click on one more column which is profit. So see, automatically now we can see a sum of sales, sum of profit by country. So for each country we can analyze the sales and profit both simultaneously. Okay, so this is an animated bar chart which we can use in our Power BI reports. This is a visualization section, that's fine, but we have the option of importing a lot of custom visuals as well, which will look like this. Okay, this is the animated chart. So that's what we were discussing about, that these are the utilizing custom visuals in the Power BI. Okay, so this is just about the animated bar chart or advanced line chart. In the same way, we have 1,000+ options in the Power BI, and these all are the custom visuals, and you all are free to use a lot of them. Okay, now this is more advanced concepts of the Power BI. These are some of the advanced visualization tips, which is effective color use and the clear labels. We need to use a proper colors in the Power BI reports and dashboards, and we need to show a proper labels as well. That is also I will show you with the help of example. So just give me a minute and let's go to the Power BI desktop. Okay, so you need to use a effective color combination and proper labels. So I will click on, let's say this. Okay, so this is a column chart. We have category and we have sales. So this is technology, furniture, office supplies, and this is a category wise sales. Okay, now you see that we don't have a proper colors in here and we don't have any labels in here as well. So now what we are going to do is we are going to click on format your visual, and you will see the option of data labels. You enable it, and here I will going to increase the size, go to values and increase the size of these labels. You see, so Technology is giving the sales of 134K. You can see that this is a proper data label. Previously, it was not there. There is no data label. I have enabled it and now I can see the data labels. For furniture is 109K, for office supplies is 80K. So these are the proper data labels in the Power BI visualizations. And if you want, we can do a lot of things in here. Let's say we have x-axis, we have the grid lines, we have columns, ribbons, title, values, detail, background, a lot of changes we can do in here. Okay, if you want to change these colors as well, we can also do that. Okay, now we are going to learn everything slowly and gradually, but now this is a format your visual section where you will get a more than 10 to 15 number of options to change or to format your visuals. Clear, everybody? Now what we are going to discuss about is this is utilizing custom visuals in the Power BI. Now this is a visualization tips where we need to use a effective color use and a proper data labels as well. And I have showed you how you can enable the data labels in the Power BI visualizations as well. Okay, now we are going to discuss about combining visuals for effective reporting. Okay, so this is very important. Like in our chart or in the report, you can see a lot of visuals. So if we talk about the visualizations, we can create a separate visuals. We can combine them all together and create a report. Okay, so combining multiple visuals into coherent reports enhances understanding, enabling users to draw insights and make informed decisions based on the data narratives. Okay, so this is very important. If you see any visuals or any dashboards or any report, let's say if you'll see a sales report or a marketing report, in the report you will not see a one visual, you will see a lot of visuals all together in a one single report. Okay, because if we have a lot of visual in a single report, it will look fantastic. Okay, so this is what a combining visuals for effective reporting looks like. That you can create a separate bar chart, donut chart, pie chart, tree map, line chart, area chart. You can combine all together and you can create a one report as well. So in my previous company as well, like I worked in Capgemini before, so I have created these sort of visuals. So whenever we analyze the data, we need to present our insights in front of our team leaders, project managers, CEO of the companies, or our clients as well. So basically what we used to do is, first of all, we create a separate visuals so that we can show a proper insight, and then in the end we show them a report. And if you show them a report, then you can see all visuals together. Okay, so this is one of the example, combining visuals for effective reporting. Then we have interactive reports and dashboards. Okay, so understand one thing. First of all, what's the difference between the reporting and dashboarding? Let's say if you are creating a sales report. Okay, you are creating a sales report, then you can easily show a sales analysis, a end-to-end sales analysis. This is a first report. Then you can create a marketing report, then you can create a HR report, logistics report, supply chain report. So in the same way, 5 6 different sort of reports you can create. Okay, now if you will combine those reports all together, it will become dashboard. Okay, so understanding this thing, like we have a three options, or we have a three criterias in data analysis. In data analysis, you analyze through visuals, you analyze through reports, and you analyze through dashboards. So if you combine multiple visuals, it become reports, and if you combine multiple reports, it become dashboard. Okay, so this is a very important interview question as well, like what is the difference between a visuals and a slicers and the dashboards. Okay, so this is about the interactive reports and dashboarding, where we need to focus on layout design, filters and slicers, and publishing different sort of reports as well. Okay, so now see what's next we have, which is publishing and user roles. So whatever you create on Power BI desktop, you need to publish it online. This is a core integral step. It is not the optional step. It is a core integral step where whatever you create in the Power BI desktop, let's say you have created any report and now you want to share it with me. You have created a visual or you have created a report or a dashboard and now you need to share it with me. How you are going to share it? First of all, you need to publish it at least to some online platform, right? You publish it to Power BI service and then you can directly share it with me. Okay, and you can give me a role as well, like I have a editor role, I have a only viewer role, or you are giving me the permission to do some changes in the report, or you are not giving me the permission to do a changes in the report. Okay, so if you are sharing your report with someone else, you can share it very easily by publishing into the Power BI service. Okay, and then you can share the links, then you can share with the proper user roles. So that is what a publishing and user roles look like. Once your report created, then you publish it to the Power BI service, and from there you can share directly with the access, like you want to give a viewer access or a editor access. Okay, this is about sharing and collaboration. This all happens in the Power BI service. In the Power BI service only we have an option of any sort of sharing and collaboration. Power BI desktop is an offline version. This is an application you can install and you can work on it. Just a developer. Okay. If you will become a Power BI developer, you will just work core with the Power BI desktop itself. Let's say you become Power BI consultant. Let's say if you work as an admin or a team leader or a project manager, then you will use Power BI service, because then you need to show the changes, then you need to share the report, collaborate, and you need to focus on a proper security as well. Okay, so this is sharing and collaboration, enhancing collaboration in the Power BI. Okay, and then we have the option of best practices for the data accuracy. So in Power BI we have a lot of options to have the proper accurate data. Okay, and the more accurate data you have, the more there will be a quality of the report. Okay, so these all are the things which will be core possible in the Power BI itself. Okay, now this is the conclusion and the next steps. First of all, the key topics is we have covered the essential skills in Power BI, including data preparation, visualization techniques, building interactive reports for effective analysis. Okay, further we are going to do, or we are going to learn a lot more about the advanced concepts of the Power BI as well. Okay, so this is just the basic understanding of the Power BI. There are many more things for sure to learn ahead, and definitely we are going to learn for sure. A lot of this upcoming sessions will come into the picture, but this is a core theoretical sessions I have created so that you at least get a basic understanding of the Power BI. I hope you like the session. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Until now, have fun and take care.